afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are for game number 3 of the district playoffs against Minnetonka Blue. Again, we are down in the corner. Lorenzo takes a face off, goes back to Minnetonka. Minnetonka controls in the zone. Dancing out there with
Are they there? I haven't even looked at the players. I was just watching Tommy there warm up.
Oh, you were?
Yeah.
Have you been here for a few minutes?
No, like 5 minutes. As soon as I sent my text, I was like, wait, I think you're over here.
Yeah. Holy shit. So Minnetonka was seated high enough that this is their first game in the playoffs. Sunday and Monday. Or Saturday and Sunday.
Cross-check there. Cross-check.
From us?
I don't know. I didn't really see what happens left here.
I'm going to guess number 9.
Is this not checking yet?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it is. Oh, okay.
And actually, it took Tommy just like a cross check, actually. Like, keeping the ball in. That's really terrified me.
Yeah.
Not playing his game.
Look at the size difference. Oh my God.
They're such big boys.
That can be broadcasted, that's right.
I don't think so. I hope not, because I don't want to swearing.
Thank you. What position was trying to put?
The guy with the face on.
Yeah.
Okay.
The guy with the face.
The guy with the face on. It's going to be a tough one.
Oh, the next thing is... Oh, okay. So not do or die?
I don't think. I think that's what I heard. That's Tommy, I think.
Okay, yeah, he's out there. Next one's told.
Yeah. You're going to be very... That's not Tommy.
No, there's a 76.
Yeah.
These guys are so much better than me. Oh my God.
Are they?
Oh yeah. They're just young and fast.
Yeah.
Kilonewtons it takes to get this body moving. Shit. Nice breakout. Almost a shot on goal. Okay.
He's good. Shit. this season, so she's been out for like 3 months. Yeah.
Corner with that. Puts it up to Erickson.
Frustrating.
Back to Aiden.
Just
And he sends it around the back.
between that and stuff, like we went to the doctor today, and I'm like, I could give you a cortisone shot. I'm like, why not? Let's just take my card and do whatever you have to do.
Did they not do that 3 months ago?
No, he said they don't. He doesn't usually like to do it on kids. Get it? Rebound. He's not out there. He's number 7. Yeah, the one. I saw like everyone was looking. Mark bought 3 sticks today. I was like, okay. Dude, I don't know. But it's like running like I don't know. I know. Like I don't regularly. I know. But they break I know. Apparently in high school they break a lot.
I felt bad that I bought like $150 one.
Oh.
All about myself.
Come on, turn it around. Quick. Tommy, get your push.
He's off right now. No chance for Brian's kid is out here, right?
I wondered about that. I thought about that when. Oh, that was nice.
Poked off it.
I think so. This is Minnetonka blue.
I don't even know if he's playing out.
Yeah, he'd be in that corner over there. Brian.
Comes back.
Non-checking if somebody rushes on the
completely different.
Like in a bad way?
Yeah.
I understand.
Like I think it would have given him confidence. Heads up.
Back in the ring?
I don't know. I don't think Uh-oh. Now you did it.
All right. Lorenzen line out there. Lorenzen wins a face-off, comes over to Tonka. Tonka picks it up. It's Swarthout's right there. He grabs it. He doubles back, and then he'll flip it into the zone. Puck comes back behind the net with Lorenzen. Lorenzen gets checked off it. Puck's carried out of the zone by Tonka. Tonka shot. And a glove save by Lila. Goes in the corner. Same front line out there. Puck goes back behind the net for Brady. Brady fights for it. Runs him back there to help him out. Brady comes away with it. He'll bounce it off the boards. Get it out of the zone.
Oh, get it.
Tonka comes back out. Puck comes out. Breaker slots out. It gets to Heiner. Heiner is skating in. He's going to make it off to his right. Shot puts it back into the net behind the goal. 5:16 left here.
All right, let's go, Riker. Let's go, Tommy.
He brings it into the corner alongside the boards. Pushes inside. To Davis.
But I think it fits in. I don't know how to get it.
He's doing fine, but he's more on the adrenaline side of things.
Line change. There's Greg, and he deflects it over to Swartzwell. Swartzwell's pinned up alongside the boards. He's still in the zone. And Ulrich is able to poke check that up to him.
we'll look at it when.
I worry that we're coming. Are we in the way?
No, you're totally good. No, you're good. Oh, now they're coming.
Could you log in and check? All right. So 2 minutes and 10 seconds left here. Face-offs to the left of Leela. Puck comes out. Here comes Christensen. He loses an edge. Puck comes out to the point. All right, he dumps it back into the corner. Puck comes back out of the zone. Heidi's got it. He gets tripped up. No call there. Puck will come down for Minnetonka. They have it in the corner along with Davis. Reichert's in there. He puts a check on. And we're going to have a little scrum in the corner. Minute and 33 seconds left here in the third. I'm not sure if we're having audio problems or not, but if you have Tracy Reichert's cell phone number, text her if you're having problems hearing. I reconnected my earbuds to it. We'll see if we can get better audio here. Oh, Taka goes to the box with a minute and 33 seconds left in the first. Ulrich out there to take the face off. Goes back behind the net. Hagen and Johnson are right there. Little scrum. Johnson goes down. Ulrich picks it up. Sends it back to Schwartzbauer. Schwartzbauer shot, and it's covered by Minnetonka. Minute and 20 seconds left. A minute and 48 in the penalty. So we will have a little bit that carries over into the second period. Ulrich gets the pucks over to Johnson. Johnson gets it back to Schwartzbauer. Schwartzbauer back to Johnson. Johnson shot. Tipped out in front by Christensen. Nice save by Sestefan. Pinching down. Keep the puck in the zone. Lorenzen puts a hit on. And the puck will come out by Minnetonka. Minnetonka will flutter it out. And it's picked up by Schwartzbauer. Schwartzbauer sends it up to Christensen. Christensen leaves it for Ulrich. But it's picked up by Minnetonka, and they'll send it all the way down. No icing on that call. Tonka controls, broken up by Ulrich. Ulrich skates it in. He's going to double back. He sends it to Schwartzbauer. Schwartzbauer's shot is blocked out front. And Tonka sends it up to Davis. Davis over to Ulrich. Ulrich has it alongside his shot. Gets deflected wide of the net. Davis has it in the corner. Loses it to Tonka. Tonka rings it all the way down, and that will be an icing call. 19 seconds left here in the first period. Scores all tied up, 1-1. 46 seconds left in the power play for CC. Lorenzen line comes out. Erickson to the left. Swartz out. Swartz out. Gets it to Rasmussen. Back to Swartz out. Swartz out. Flutters one in. Right on point. Save. Puck comes out. It's tipped by Rasmussen, so there's no call on that. And that'll pretty much do it for the first period. Don't go far, folks. We got a tie game here, a 1-1. At the beginning of the second period, we're going to have 27 seconds left on the power play. So we'll be back in 60. All right, here we go for game number, or for period number 2. CC will be up on the power play for another 27 seconds. Puck comes out, back to Davis. Davis picks it up, bounces it off the boards, and it comes right back in again. Rasmussen will pick it up in the corner. Puck comes up to Swarthout. Swarthout will carry it in. He's got Lorenzen off to his right. Puck comes right off front. Lorenzen takes a shot at it, but gets picked up by Minnetonka. Both teams are at full strength now. Puck comes out. Shot goes over Lila into the corner. Erickson dumps it down the ice, and that's going to be an icing call. So the puck will come all the way back down. It'll be to the right of Lila. Ryan skates out. Sestafant and Schwartzbaugh out back. Puck comes to Schwartzbaugh. He bounces off the boards, comes up to the point. Heiner, right there. Down with Reichert, but it comes all the way back to Schwartzbaugh. Schwartzbaugh will ring around the net, get it to Christensen. Christensen's puck gets dropped. Schwartzbaugh deflects that puck right up front, and we're going to get a penalty. We're going to get a cross-checking call. Against Minnetonka. So CC will go back up on power play for another 2 minutes. 13:58 left here in the second period. Let's see if we can get a goal out of this one. Ulrich in for the faceoff. Schwartzbaugh, his shot, and it's eaten up by the Minnetonka goal. Four ticks of the clock came off there, so there's 1 minute and 56 seconds left in the power play for CC. Tonka will swap out their front line. Ulrich in for the face-off. He gets to the boards, comes up to Schwartzbaugh. Schwartzbaugh sends it down to Johnson. Johnson shot. And it doesn't get through. Another 10 seconds to tick off. We'll do that one all over again. Ulrich steps in, gets it to Johnson over the corner, comes all the way around the back. Hagen pestering alongside the boards. Kept in by Sestafant, but then it pokes back out again. Schwartzbaugh back to pick it up. Sends it over to Johnson. Up to Ulrich. Schwartzbaugh will pinch and keep that puck into the zone, but it bounces into the CC bench, and so we'll get a face-off. Face-off's going to be to the right of the Minnetonka goalie with 13:19 left in the second period. Lorenzen takes the face-off, gets it into the corner, and Minnetonka's just going to flutter it out. Eddie's going to get back for it. Regroup, hits Erickson. Erickson floats it up, but it's picked up by Minnetonka, but it goes back to Rasmussen. Rasmussen loses a handle on it, and it's picked up by Minnetonka. Minnetonka's shot. Lila hits the netting back behind the net. We're going to get a face-off to the right of Lila. Lorenzen line will stay out there, along with Erickson and Swarthout. Heidi and Rasmussen in back. Puck goes back behind the net. Puck comes out front. Puck squirts through. Swarthout chasing after it. We'll get there about the same time as the Minnetonka player. He gets checked off the puck. Comes up to Rasmussen. His shot gets through. Nice save by the Tonka goalie. Comes over to Swarthout. Swarthout gets stumped. No call there. Puck comes out. Rasmussen able to grab it out of there, carry it into the zone. He dumps it back. Erickson sends it up. Yeah, it's a save by the Minnetonka goalie, but just as the play got whistled, there was a cross check in the back and no penalty called. 19 seconds left in the power play. Riker didn't take the face off. Puck goes over the corner, up to the point. Schwartzbau sends it on goal now. Picked up by Heinert in the corner. He'll send it up to Davis. Puck gets around Davis. Minnetonka picks it back up again. Shot, nice save by Lila. Christensen in the corner with it. Riker comes in to help out. That puck comes up to the corner. Picked up by Heinert. Heinert gets it out of the zone. Both teams are at full strength now. Minnetonka will just touch it into our zone. Picked up by Schwartzbau. Schwartzbau sends it around the boards. Picked up by Rakert. Come on, Tom. And Rakert will pick up a penalty for interference. .11:31 left in the second period. Folks, in case you got to go to the bathroom, you can hold on for another 11 minutes and 31 seconds. They are going to resurface the ice between periods. Ulrich in to take the face off. Hagen's to his right. Puck comes out to Rasmussen. Rasmussen shot gets tipped. Goes wide of the net. Puck comes to Schwartzbau. He'll dump it back down. Picked up by Hagen. Oh, to Schwartzbau. Schwartzbau's shot. And it's eaten by the Minnetonka goal. Minute and 40 seconds left in the power play for CC. 11:16 left in the period. Comes up to Schwartzbau and sends it down. Goes back behind the net to Johnson. Johnson sends it up to Ulrich. Ulrich's shot. Scrum in front. Puck comes out into the corner. Puck gets flipped out. It's caught by Schwartzbau. Shot right on point. It gets blocked into the corner. And it's saved by Ulrich and Rasmussen. It goes down back by Lord. Hagen will send it back to Johnson. Johnson gets checked from behind. No penalty there. Schwartzbau pinches and sends the puck back into the corner. Puck will go all the way around the boards. Ulrich just misses a check. Shot by yes! Goal! Rasmussen from the point. He bounces into the boards. Probably a heavier check than he had received yet today. All right. Trying to capitalize on one of those penalties. Score is CC 2. Minnetonka Blue 1. With 10:32 left in the second period. Lorenzen out there to take the face off. He's got Erickson to the right. Work out to the left. Out back is Davis and Eide. Puck comes. Both teams are at full strength. Shot gets deflected into the netting. 10:16 left in the second period. Face-off's going to be to the right of Lila. Lorenzen steps in to take it. Puck comes over the board, up to the point. Shot does not get through and is wide of the net. Picked up by Tonka. Hook check. Goes back behind the net. Eddie's back there. He gets the puck, throws it along the boards, and gets it out of the zone. Icing is waved off. Swarthout chasing after it. Back round. Picked up by Lorenzen, but only temporarily. Puck comes cross ice for Tonka. Tonka goes east-west and then dumps it into the CC zone. Davis is back there for it. He throws it around the net for Eide. Picked up by Tonka. Shot gets picked up by Riker. Riker gets around one player. He's skating after it, keeps it in the corner, sends it back behind the net, picked up by Christensen. Christensen tries to send it around and gets picked up by Minnetonka though. Schwartzbau poke checks that puck, sends it down into the zone. Breaker chasing after it in the corner. And it's controlled by Tonka back behind their net. Breaker comes down, smacked by Hagen, and Lila saves the puck and he'll ice it. 8 minutes, 54 seconds left here in the second. Score is CC2, Tonka 1. Schwartzman had a great shot from the point during the power play to go ahead 2-1. Ulrich in to take the face off. He's got Johnson and Hagen with him. Hagen smacks at that. They wave off icing. Johnson chasing after it in the corner. Comes back. Hagen's right there. Puck floats out of the zone. Picked up by Ulrich. Lost by Sestafant, but that is going to be an offsides call. Oh, nope. We're going to get a penalty. And it looks like it's going to be on Tonka for cross-checking. All right. 8 minutes and 35 seconds left here in the second period. CC will go back up on the power play. Ulrich line will stay out there. Heidi and Rasmussen out back. Comes out to the point for Heidi. Heidi sends it back to Rasmussen. Rasmussen sends it over to Hagen. Hagen bounces it up to Heidi. Heidi fans on the shot. Comes out of the zone. Rasmussen sends it around the boards. Picked up by Hagen. Hagen will flip it up for Ulrich. Ulrich keeps it in front of him. He has it in the corner. Throws it out in front of the net. Puck's loose, and Tonka will come away with it. Tonka comes down short-handed, tries to get around Heidi. Nice break, and Ulrich is right there to break up that play. He's got Hagen. Hagen's on a breakaway. He comes in. That's Heidi to Hagen. Hagen was just at the top. Caught the puck just before he went over the blue line, came in, and top shelf on the Minnetonka goal. 7:57 left here in the second period. The score is CC3, Minnetonka Blue 1. Lorenzen line out there, takes face off. Erickson throws it alongside the boards. Tonka picks it up, and they'll flip it into the zone. Both teams are at full strength. Davis back for it, back behind the net. Doubles back. He hits Erickson. Erickson will throw it along the boards. Picked up by Tonka. Back to Erickson. And Erickson will flip it out. Icing is waved off. Tonka's back for it. Swarthout chasing after it. Up comes the center ice. And it's going to be picked up by Schwartzbauer in the CC zone. Schwartzbauer sends it off the boards. Trying to hit Swarthout. Cross ice by Tonka. Tonka carries it out into the zone. Poke check away. Tonka's shot goes alongside of the net. Picked up by Schwartzbau. Schwartzbau's going to skate it out. It's going to come into the Tonka zone. He brings it into the corner. He's checked off that. Puck comes back. Deflected by Christensen. Christensen takes a shot. Puck comes into the corner. Out. Schwartzbau's able to keep it in. He'll ring it all the way around. It's picked up by Davis. Davis will send it back down low, but it's picked up by Tonka, and they'll throw it out of the zone. Heinrich picks it up. He sends it up to Reichert. Reichert carries it into the zone. He's got it. He takes a shot. Goes wide of the net. Puck comes out. Tonka controls. Reichert poke checks that away and gets it back to Rasmussen. Rasmussen throws it across ice to Heinert. Bounces off and picked up by Tonka. Tonka skates it back. Brings Lila zone. Gibbs is there. Shot. It's Lila, but deflected off the net. Tonka keeps it in. Deflected by Riker Rasmussen. Comes up to Christensen. Christensen's got Heinert off to his right. He sends it in on point, and they're going to cover the puck. Oh, he doesn't. He gives it back up to Tonka. Tonka comes back out. Shot on Lila. He throws it into the corner. Picked up by Sestafan. They'll throw it back behind the boards to Rasmussen. Put on Tonka second. That's a goal. All right, 5 minutes and 25 seconds left here in the second period. Score is now CC 3, Tonka 2. Ulrich line out there. Hagen to the right, Johnson to the left. We're going to change in defense. We've got Eide and Schwartzbau out there. Puck goes Tonka's way, goes into their zone. They'll pick it up, throw it out. Picked up by Eide. Eide throws it up to Hagen. Hagen deflects it, hits Ulrich. Ulrich's shot is glove saved by the Tonka goalie. 5 minutes and 9 seconds left here in the second period. Ulrich will step in and take the face off. He wins it. Tries to get a shot off. It gets blocked. Wrong side of the net. Now back behind, and Minnetonka will come out with it. Schwartzbau lost an edge. Hagen's back. Gets deflected. They try to hit somebody wide. They can't. That comes out front. 2 and goal. So in a matter of 30 seconds, Tonka's tied it up here, 3-3. With 4 minutes and 49 seconds left here in the second period. All right, Lorenz and Eriksson, Swarthout will take the face-off with 4 minutes and 49 seconds left here in the second. Sestafan and Rasmussen out back. Puck comes out, goes into the Tonka zone. Fresh game here. Puck comes out. Gets to Lorenzen. Over to Swarthout, but only temporarily. Rasmussen picks up the puck, and then he dumps it back into the Tonka zone. Lorenzen chasing back after it. Hit some pucks. Or hit some sticks. Shot saved by Lila. We'll cover that puck with 4 minutes and 15 seconds left here in the second. All right, now we got things figured out. Christensen's going to take the face off. Swarthout and Eriksson up front. Up comes Davis, who wings it around the boards. Comes up to the point. Down low. This is not a power play, folks. Davis gets the puck. He flips it alongside the boards, gets it up to Swarthout. Swarthout will send it up to the point. Puck comes out. And we're going to get a penalty on CC. A roughing. That penalty, I believe, will go against Lorenzen. Oh, Christensen. So 3:44 left here in the second period, and Tonka is going to go up on power play. We are going on the penalty kill. Ulrich takes the face off, comes up to the point for Tonka. Cross ice, up to the point, down low, picked up by Schwartzball, and Schwartzball will get it out of the zone. That's going to be an icing call on CC. The puck will come all the way down with a minute and 40 left in the penalty kill. 3:23 left in the second period. The score's all tied up at 3-3. Ulrich steps in to take the face off again. Johnson out front with them. That comes over to the corner for Schwartzball. He sends it up to the point. Tonka gets it, but Schwartzball will pick it up. He gets it out of the zone, and it'll come all the way down in Minnetonka. Not sure why that's icing. Tonka was the last to touch it. But there's a minute and 30 left in the penalty kill, and it'll come all the way back down to the right of Lila. All right, Lorenzen steps in to take the face off this time. Erickson out front with him. Puck comes up to Tonka. Tonka has that point. Sends it down low into the corner. Back around. Gets up to the point. Tonka comes in. Shot, and they save by Lila. That goes to Rasmussen in the corner. Puck gets deflected. Tonka's able to keep it into the zone. Schwartzball is there. Lorenzen puts some pressure on it. Comes loose. Rasmussen will pick it up and he'll flutter it out. Tonka touched it, so it's going to go without an icing call. Puck comes cross ice. About 45 seconds left in the penalty kill. Picked up by Tonka. Tonka will carry it in. Their shot gets deflected and goes wide of the net. Swarth out, shoves it out of the zone, and it will get out. Tonka will regroup. He'll dump it in. All the way around the boards. Sestafon will send it all the way back down again. And it'll be out of the reach of Tonka. They'll say it's tipped, and there'll be no icing call on that. 10 seconds left on the penalty kill. That comes cross ice for Tonka. It's tied up in Ulrich's skates. Puck comes all the way down. Davis will go for it in the corner. Both teams are now at full strength. Davis sends it over to Swarthout. Swarthout's got Johnson, but he loses an edge. Loses the puck. Tonka picks it up. Tries to send it over into the corner for a guy. Puck goes out front. Lila throws it to Swarthout, and Swarthout's able to get it out of the zone. And we're going to get an offsides call. Minute and 17 seconds left here in the second. Both teams are at full strength, and we are all tied at 3-3. Tonight's game is brought to you by Caribou Coffee and Dave Gell's thumb. Riker didn't take the face off. It comes back to Eddie. Eddie bounces it off the boards, trying to get it to Christensen. Puck comes all the way back down and back behind the net for Rasmussen. Rasmussen throws it alongside the boards, but it's kept in by Tonka. Picked up by Heinert. Oh, almost picked up by Heinert. He slaps at it, gets it to Reichert. Reichert gets it out of the zone and loses it alongside and then gets it down deep. Heinert down for it. Across the boards. And it'll float all the way down into the CC zone. Heidi chasing after it. He gets there first. Plays it back behind. He'll ring it around the nets, and here comes to Heinert. Heinert will flip it out. Trying to get it to Christensen. Can't. Heinert will swap at it. Heidi picks it up. Tries to get it out of the zone and can't. It'll come back down in the corner, and he'll pick it up back behind the net. He doubles back. Sends it over to Heinert alongside boards. Heinert dumps it and gets picked up by a Minnetonka player. Shot blocked by Lila, rings around the boards, comes up to the point for Tonka. Heidi picks it up, bounces it off, and we are going to get an icing call. Nope, we're not. That is the end of the second period. We are all tied up here, folks. Join us here in about 10 minutes. They're going to resurface, so go make a potty break and another pitcher of margaritas for the last period. All right, folks, here we go for the third and final period. Scores all tied up here, so it's a brand new game after the first two periods. Fresh 15 on the clock. Lorenzen in to take the face off. Puck comes out to Minnetonka. Minnetonka brings it back into the zone. Sends it across ice. Nice job. Broken up by Swarthout. Swarthout flips it up. Tries to flip it up to Erickson. Puck comes back. Picked up by Eide. Eide shoves it back out of the zone. And then Tonka will shoot it in. Picked up by Rasmussen. Rasmussen into the corner with it along with Erickson. That comes out. Lorenzen down to Swarthout. Swarthout will pick it up. Will carry it into the Tonka zone. And he'll just dump it. That goes back behind the net. Lorenzen puts check on. But Tonka comes away with it. Tonka will bounce it off the boards. Skated into the CC zone. Shot gets blocked by Schwartzbauer. And comes back out. Picked up by Erickson at center ice. Excuse me, that was Lorenzen at center ice. Schwartzbauer turns around, spins, shoots, but it goes wide of the net. Off the side is Reichert and Heinert. Puck comes out, picked up by Christensen. Puck gets dumped into the CC zone, picked up by Schwartzbauer. They'll send it back along the boards. It's Heinert. Heinert hits Reichert, and Reichert will chip it out. Reichert trying to get there first. But Tonka does. Tonka carries it out of their zone, throws it in, goes wide of the net. Stop back behind. Picked up by Tonka. They send it up to the point. Puck goes down low. Shot on Lila. Lila saves it. Little scrum alongside of the net. Goes back behind the net. Poke checked away. Then comes right back in again. Down low for Rasmussen. Rasmussen will ring across the boards. It was picked up by Tonka at center ice. Tonka will readjust. Shot comes in on Lila. He's going to leave it there for Rasmussen. Rasmussen gets checked. Puck comes cross ice and out of the zone. Comes back. Estefan tries to put a check on. Dings his elbow. Picked up by Lorenzen, not Rasmussen. And Estefan will get it out of the zone. Tonka will regroup. Ulrich line out there. Estefan keeps it. Hits Ulrich. Gets it to Hagen. Hagen comes in. Gets it to Johnson, and Johnson's shot just goes over the net. That comes cross ice to Tonka. Broken up. Picked up by, I believe it's Hagen. Hagen will carry it in. He gets around one player. Can't get around another, but brings it in the corner. Here comes Ulrich. Ulrich shot. Goes into the netting. (11 minutes 44 seconds left here in the third period. Scores all tied up at threes. Lorenzen line steps out there. Puck comes to Swarthout. His shot gets blocked. Picked up by Tonka. Tonka gets it up ice into the CCHA zone. Puck goes back into the corner on the other side. Picked up by Tonka. Tonka's shot is fanned on. Puck comes out. Lorenzen deflects it, but it comes back in. Eide back behind the net to pick it up. He gets there at the same time the Tonka player does. Lorenzen back behind the net now. It comes up to the point. Erickson puts some pressure on. Shot goes wide of the net and comes all the way down. No ice in there. Picked up. Thrown across ice. Picked up by Sestefan. Sestefan bounces it back up. Picked up by Swarthout. Swarthout doubles back. Leaves it for Heinert. Heinert shot. No little scrum in front of the net, and he gets thrown to the boards. Reichert, Heiner, and Christensen out there now. Reichert steps in to take the face off. Christensen's going to be to his left, Heiner to the right. Comes back to Sestefan. Sestefan throws it all the way across for Schwartzbauer. He sends it down deep for Reichert. Reichert to Christensen. Christensen tries to get it up to Schwartzbauer, but gets picked up and thrown all the way down by Tonka. So we are going to get an icing call. Face off will come down into this corner, so you'll get a nice close-up view of it, just to the right of the Minnetonka goalie. Reichert steps in for the face-off, comes over to Christensen. Christensen doubles back, tries to hit Reichert back. Right on Heiner's stick, but he loses control of it and it gets sent over. Picked up by Reichert. Reichert comes in, he gets round one. Save. And that was a nice save. That looked like it was going in. Nice shot by Reichert, good save by the Tonka goalie. 10 minutes and 21 seconds left here in the third period. Score is still tied up 3-3. Ulrich line out there. Hagen's going to be to his right. Johnson to his left. Puck comes out to Johnson. Up in the air, picked up by Tonka, dropped. Then Ulrich will throw it into the corner. Johnson in after it. He gets it behind the boards. Comes out to Tonka. Tonka throw across ice. Carried into the zone and good. Shot went top shelf just over Leela's glove. And Tonka goes up for the first time in this game 4-3. 10 minute, 1 second left here in the third period. Lorenzen, Swarthout, and Eriksson out there. Lorenzen gets face off. Gets to Eide to Swarthout. Swarthout loses the puck, but it's picked up by Rasmussen. Rasmussen shot. Glove save into the corner by the Tonka goalie. Puck comes out to Lorenzen. Lorenzen's shot is deflected. Tonka has it back behind the net. Eriksson chasing after it. Ooh. Lorenzen goes in after somebody, but he misses him. And hits the boards pretty hard. Tonka comes out of the zone. They'll float it up. Rasmussen does a nice job of breaking that up. But Tonka gets back there before Lorenzen could. Puck comes cross ice. Picked up by Rasmussen. Rasmussen tries to get it out of the zone and does. And we're going to get an offsides call. Nine minutes, 12 seconds left here in the game. Tonka up 4-3 over CC. Reichert takes the face off. Puck goes into the zone. Christensen chasing after it. He picks it up. Tries to get it out to Schwartzbauer, but he can't. Picked up by Tonka. Tonka's shot. It's deflected wide. Picked up by Reichert. Reichert loses it. Puck chucks it away. Comes alongside the boards. Goes all the way down around the corner. Davis there. Puck goes back behind the net. Picked up by Schwartzbauer. Schwartzbauer sent it up the zone. Deflected by the Minnetonka player. Comes in on Leela. Leela leaves it for Schwartzbauer. Schwartzbauer rings around. Hits Ulrich. Ulrich hits Reichert. And Reichert's pocket gets picked at center ice. It comes down into the corner. Up to Schwartzbauer. Schwartzbauer getting it up to Hagen. Hagen will skate it out. He loses it. Gets it back to a Minnetonka player. Minnetonka carries it back into their zone. They regroup. Nice job by Swarthout deflecting that puck. Puck comes in. Shot on Leela. Nice save. Backhanded, just wide of the net. Picked up by Sestefan. Sestefan hits Hagen, and Hagen will touch it outside of the zone. Puck comes back to Sestefan. Sestefan throws across ice. Tipped by Johnson, and that's going to be an icing call. 7 minutes and 34 seconds left here in the third period. And in the game, CC is down by 1 goal. Score here is Minnetonka Blue 4, CC 3. Lorenzen steps in for the face-off. Puck goes over the side of the boards. Minnetonka comes away with it. Puck gets deflected up to Swarthout, then to Erickson, and it comes out of the zone. Minnetonka will regroup in theirs. Bounce it off the top of the boards, back out. Back to Rasmussen. Rasmussen sends it up to Lorenzen. Lorenzen to Swarthout. Swarthout back to Lorenzen, and then the puck comes out of the zone. It's a 2-on-1 for Minnetonka, and a goal. Same shot as before, upper right-hand corner, just over Leela's glove. All right, here we go. Reichert stepping in for the face-off. Tonka controls. Comes in, goes wide of the net. Tonka has it down deep. Heidi chasing after it. It gets centered, but Hunter's right there to deflect that puck and drop it out of the zone. Picked up by Christensen. Christensen's shot on point. Goes wide. Puck comes out. Hunter deflecting it, but Minnetonka will carry it in. Puck goes wide. Christensen goes down. No penalty called there as he dropped his stick. Puck goes into the corner. Tonka picks it up. Puck is floated out. Tonka will pick it up, dump it into the zone. Rings all the way around the back. Picked up by Tonka. Davis back behind the net now. Puck comes out, hits Hagen. Hagen tries to center it out, comes back to him, and Hagen has just fluttered into the zone. Aldrich coming down in the corner with it, puck squirts out. Ref was right there, otherwise Johnson would have had a shot at it. Sestefan throws it alongside the boards, but a Tonka player picks it up. Puck comes out, picked up by Heidi. Heidi throws it across ice trying to hit Hagen. Puck comes loose, but Tonka gets there first. Johnson will carry it in. He goes into the corner with it, picked up by Tonka. Tonka goes back behind. Hagen deflects that puck, still in the Tonka zone. So they'll throw it out to center ice and then flip it back into the zone. 5 minutes left here in the third period. Puck comes out to Sestefan, and Sestefan will throw it back around the back of the boards. Comes up to the point for Tonka. Tonka throws it back down deep. Comes over in the corner. Picked up by Sestefan. He'll ring it up. It's kept back into the zone. Schwartzbauer will pick it back up, sends it back over to Sestefan. Sestefan will throw it across ice, just out of the reach of Hagen. And that's icing gets waved off. Sorry, that was just out of the reach of Swarthout. They'll pick it up, they'll float it out to center ice, picked up by Heidi. Heidi will send it right back in. And I think that'll be an offside call. Lorenzen line out there, Erickson to his right, Swarthout to his left. Right back is Rasmussen and Heidi. Heidi bounces it to Swarthout. Swarthout sends it across ice. Picked up by Schwartzbauer. Comes back behind the net. Swarthout there. Into the corner. Erickson chasing after it. Swarthout pinches down. Tonka will get that puck out of the zone. Rasmussen right there gets it to Erickson. Erickson gets it up to Lorenzen, and Lorenzen throws it into the zone. Puck comes out for Tonka. Poke check by Rasmussen. Tonka comes in, blocked by, I believe, Swarthout. It's Heinert. Heinert comes into the zone, only temporarily. He gets checked off the puck, and the puck comes down low for Eide. Eide doubles back. Gets a little help from Reichert. Reichert sends it across ice, and it gets sent back in. Reichert alongside the boards with it. Getting held up. Shot goes wide of the net. Puck comes out to Hagen. Hagen's got Heinert. Just missed him. Excuse me, that was Christensen. Christensen comes out here in the corner with us. And the puck comes out. Pinched by Schwartzbau, but Tonka player gets around him. Schwartzbau sends. Puck gets dropped on Lilo. Davis picks it up. He sends it up ice. Puck comes back into the CC zone. Oh, stuck on the blue line. But then gets dumped in. Ulrich in the corner with it. Gets poke checked by Davis. Davis to Hagen. Hagen sends it along. Shot. Saved by Lilo. Puck comes out to Davis. Davis puts a check on. Ulrich is right there. Puck comes back to Davis. He's sent to the ice. Still a scrum for it. And we'll flutter it out. Nope, picked up by Tonka. Shot goes wide. Checked off the puck. Puck comes out center. Nice check by Hagen. He puts a player down. Shot. It's blocked out front. Schwartzbau will just throw that up. Rasmussen, excuse me. Back to Rasmussen. Davis chasing now. Everett in the corner. He gets it. Throws it up to Hagen. Hagen tips it, but it's picked up by Minnetonka at center ice. Minnetonka will regroup with 1:25 left here in the third period. Puck comes out. Picked up by Lorenzen. Lorenzen waiting for people to get on sides and then skates it in. Lorenzen in with it. He gets checked. Leftness in the corner. Comes out. The Schwartzbau. And the puck will come all the way down. Icing is waved off. Nope, there is an icing call. Minute and 3 seconds left here in the third period. And the score is Tonka 5. As Erickson will go to the bench. So Tonka will be up on the power play for the last minute and 3 seconds of this game. CC is going to take a timeout here. So we'll have a little break in the action. We'll be back in about 60 seconds. All right, here we go for the last minute and 3 seconds of this game. Score is Tonka Blue 5, CC 3, and we are down a player. Lorenzen steps in to take the penalty or take the face-off. Comes out to Heidi. Excuse me, yes, Heidi Schwartzbau. It's in the Tonka zone. They're going to play catch with it for a while. And they carry it into the CC zone. Puck gets broken up by Rasmussen. Comes up to the point for Tonka. Tonka throws it back. Their shot. Blocked. They wrap it around the back of the net. They're content to hold it. Comes up to the point. Over to the other. Back to the other point. And we're going to get a penalty. Oh, I think it's an offsides call. Puck must come across the blue line. Ulrich out to take the face off. 19.7 seconds left in the game. Puck goes into the corner. Run around. Puck goes wide of the net and will come back out of the zone. All the way down. Ulrich chasing after it. 3, 2, 1. We'll do it. All right, final score here is Minnetonka 5, CC 3. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in this afternoon. I think we had almost 30 of you. Sorry we didn't have a better outcome, but it was a great run for the last couple of games, and this was a really exciting one. Have a great rest of your season. We'll catch you back here hopefully next fall. Sorry, folks, I think we actually have one more game. I think we'll have a third place game coming up. We'll keep you posted.